Welcome to MENA MedTech Insights. A common question we hear from manufacturers is whether low-risk medical devices are exempt from registration in Egypt. The short answer is no, and assuming otherwise is a frequent and costly mistake. This belief often comes from experience in markets with very minimal requirements for Class 1 or Class A devices. However, the Egyptian market, regulated by the Egyptian Drug Authority, or EDA, has its own specific framework that requires every medical device to be accounted for. The EDA uses a four-tier classification system for medical devices, Class A, B, C, and D, with Class A being the lowest risk. While Class A devices do not undergo the same intensive technical review as higher-risk devices, they are absolutely not exempt from regulatory oversight. Instead, they must go through a process known as listing. This is a formal process that requires a significant amount of documentation and a formal application submitted to the EDA. Many companies underestimate what is required for a simple listing. Let's consider a real-world example. A German company producing Class 1 reusable surgical instruments, which fall under Class A in Egypt, assumed they could simply start exporting their products. They were surprised when their first shipment was held at customs. The EDA required a complete technical file summary, proof of their ISO 13485 Quality Management System certification, and a formal declaration of conformity. Most importantly, they had failed to appoint an Egypt-authorized representative, which is a mandatory requirement to act as a local liaison with the authorities. Their product labeling and instructions for use also needed to be provided in Arabic. What they thought was a simple market entry turned into a 4-month delay to compile the correct documentation and appoint a local representative. This situation is not unique to Egypt. We are seeing similar trends across the MENA region, including in Saudi Arabia and the UAE, where regulators are increasing their scrutiny on all device classes to ensure patient safety. The key takeaway is that a simplified pathway should never be confused with an exemption. Proper due diligence and local expertise are critical. For any questions about navigating the regulatory requirements in Egypt or other markets in the MENA region, please feel free to email info@pureglobal.com or visit our website at pureglobal.